So it's said in the King of Concentration Sutra that the emptiness which has been taught by the Sugata, the Buddha, is of definitive meaning. And this is referring specifically to the way in which the Buddha taught the emptiness within the three Perfection of Wisdom Sutras, the 8,000 line and the 25,000 line and the 100,000 line Perfection of Wisdom Sutras.
Oh yeah. 뭐든 도대 관계 체라시 강라섬제 강사 기우된 최대 탐제 장유 텐도 시세 아니 도대 시엔라 강사단 기우라 소와기 아니 군조 나서와 땜바 땜비 아니 군조와 대타 아니 장유 텐레스 제서 말이.
And it's the rest of the line in that verse says that where the Buddha has taught about persons and beings and other things like that, various kinds of things like that, which are phenomenal things, those are of provisional meaning, whereas the teaching on emptiness and the Perfection of Wisdom Sutras is of definitive meaning.
Oh yeah, that 되게 된다 가르쳐 거래서나 장된당 의den스나 의den시와 동반이라 거에 장된스나 어느 군조 된바라 거에 뒤말에.
So the that which is of definitive meaning is emptiness, and that which is not of definitive meaning is ngedun tombi.
아니 장도에서나 군소나 소바데달라.
So therefore, the things which that which is of definitive meaning is emptiness, and the various kinds of phenomenal things are of a provisional meaning. Have a provisional meaning.
다이 대인상 동반이 탐제 안에 가서를 가자 라시지 주와 각담지 오로지바. 그와 돈이 최 탐제 그 돈이 치다를 봐 탐제 어디 안에 가자 라시지 주와 각담지 오로지바당. 된다위 동반이 대당 동반이 대당 아니 동반이 돈이 유도치 위장 그做되라 아니 동반이 내루 코랑기 내수 치다와 신도 남바 대바 연장 아니 가소리 뭐든 쓰거래.
So because all of the different varieties of emptiness are of the same basic nature, however many emptinesses there are, they all are of the same nature, and they are all have, in terms of that nature, they have a single taste. And as far as that which is to be negated, things existing as real, they have the nature of all of the forms of emptiness have that same basic nature of being the negation of that which is to be negated, a mere negation of that which is they're existing as real. The negation of that, they have the same, they're all of the same basic condition, the same basic state. So they're of a single taste.
Oh yeah. Then 다 군조부스리 가나 가서 우리 장외 장전 시구하려 군조부 생각인데 아니 최전 나서 봐. 그러와 최전 강사다 기후당 수당 자라 소와 최전 나서 봐. 나서 봐 인배 최전 나서 봐 인배 아니 장외天堂 최전 나서 봐 대다장 아니 랑기 내수 지다와 신도 아니 랑 나와기 로텔라 라니 유도체비 유정을 유전되라 랑게 낭주 지다와 신도 아니 남미도바 낭주다 내수 미도바 오인장 아니 콜라 장위튼 시과리.
So the definitive meaning is defined according to the way this appears to its principal perceiving subject. So with someone that is a subject which is perceiving emptiness directly, all of the different varieties of emptiness appear in a sort of single blended taste, and they are all of the same basic nature insofar as the way in which they exist, the basic condition of them. As phenomenal things, on the other hand, are if you take, for example, subjects such as persons or beings or words and 드라당, 강사당, 기부당, 드라당.
강사당, 기부당, 최당, 강사당, 아니 수당, 자라, 소바.
수당, 자라, 소바.
아니 최전 나소바.
최전 나소바. So the things like all of the different phenomena of physical forms, sounds, and so forth, all of those subjects are, the way they appear doesn't exist they don't exist in the same way that they appear. The way they exist is not in accordance with the way they appear. And so all of those things are explained to be of provisional intent or provisional meaning.
Oh yeah, 다양 장대당 외대세나 대거주체 장대진 노당 외대진 도스나 아니 텐자위 가소래 돈이 외대 된지做钱땡땡 되라 아니 외대진 도 스코 외대세하고 동반이 외대네 샤네 태웅외대 된지 做钱땡바 인장 아니 외대진도 세.
So a sutra, which is of definitive meaning, is one which has as its the thing that it's directly teaching, the emptiness, That's the definition of a sutra of definitive meaning, is one which has as its direct topic, or the thing that it teaches directly, being emptiness.
아니 군조 나줘봐 원래 된지 군조 원래 된지 소나 군조 대만 원래 된지 저 제바텔라 아니 장된지도 세거래.
And then sutras of provisional intent or provisional meaning are those which have as their principal subject, the thing that they teach directly, principally, various kinds of phenomenal things.
오야 다 아니야 너지 된 자치신도开朗도容易된参呢我一点下来자치신도开朗도 미루면 너지 담바 나시开连你把人生 아니 뭐든 또 샤야 또지 담바다를开连 미루바인배 장된 샤야 다 섬점 받아줘 루민자와 들려야 말이야.
There are other systems of distinguishing that which is definitive sutras and provisional sutras, such as, for example, the mind-only school, which says that, and other schools which hold that sutras that teach things that can be accepted as they're literally expressed by just following the literal expression of the topic. Those are of definitive meaning, and then the sutras which one can't accept based on the literal expression of the topic, those would be of provisional meaning.
오이 대인단다 군조 담바 시바기 자세 주디 담바 가상 시와 나신 전이 군조 담바 세 군조 대라 로 군조와 데모 된진샤 티 아니 수자라 소와 데모 된진 티기 담바 시바 인장 아니 수자라 소와 데모 된진기 모르 담바레 되나 좀바레
So then when we were talking about phenomenal truth, as we were explaining yesterday, the explanation of the words phenomenal truth, the first portion of this this compound, or these two words, is phenomenal. And here, one way of construing that is by taking it as referring to the type of ignorance, confused ignorance, for which things which are various kinds of phenomenal things, like sounds and visible forms and sounds and so forth, the way they appear to that type of confused ignorance, they appear to be real, whereas or true or real, and whereas in fact they are not real as they appear to that type of ignorance. So they're true for that phenomenal, that kind of phenomenal perceiver, the confused ignorance, but in reality or in truth, they're not real.
인장 로군조와 티잉오 퀴 덴바 셴바 인장 덴바레 마도 전라 덴바 마레스 저와 전라 덴바 마레스 인장 당군데 텔라 담비 군자니 마르셰바 따르 녀몬젠지 마르비 덴징 임베 마르바 녀몬젠지 마르바니 덴징레 덴징 인장 덴징기 소위 텐데 아니 타냐도야 마레스 타냐도 메바 인장 로 군조병 덴바 인진 덴바 잠마도 전라 덴바 마레스 와 전라 덴바 인나 덴주인 거래 덴주인나 타냐 덴주 타냐지 요거 요발라 타냐도 메바.
So, as it was stated yesterday, it says that the first reason that's given here in discussion of this, in the discussion of the ignorance, which is confused ignorance, which clings to things as being real. Here it's being explained that although that confused ignorance grasps at things as being real, because in reality, in truth, they are not real, and it's true. It's true or real for that confused sort of phenomenal, the ignorance which is defined as phenomenal here, and things don't exist as they appear to that. If they did exist as they appear to that, then since it apprehends things as being real, then things would have to be established as being real in the way it appears to that, according to convention, even within conventional frame of reference. And since that's not the case, it's 타니투 군섭 덴바
로 군조와 때문 된징은 올 덴바인지 전라 준바레스 와
in truth. In fact, this thing which is appearing within the perspective of that kind of confusion, which grasps at things as being real, is false. So it's in truth, in fact, it's false. So that's the case. And it says here in the text that with respect to this first reason that we discussed above, that the ignorance, which is a mental affliction, since it's a type of, it grasps at things as real, it's the object which is grasped at by that is impossible even within the conventional frame of reference. So the object which is apprehended by that confused, confusion which grasps a thing as real, does not exist even conventionally. It's not even conventionally existent.
No. That's it. Then 군접지 담바이나 타냐도 여바 차그래서 군접 담바이나 준바이나 타냐도 여바 차체. right?
And it says that, it continues after that saying that if something is phenomenal truth, it has to be, it necessarily has to be conventionally existent.
Oh yeah, 딱 당공 된다 가서래. 야게 두대기 롱대기 가서래. 시베 야라게 가서 뒤에 니모제제 마리방 군조지다 남바 시야되게 샤고 년도다 자주 선반은 니모제제 마리바 빵바 도시 소년단 자와 남라니 시바 남라니 쥐미라신 인지 덴바니 마인데 시야되다 가서 쉬차를 돼. 그와 딘징 마리바 빵비 아니 다좀바냐랑 다좀바당 아니 사이 타살의 내비 사제바 구원 주원의 내비 창심 대다기 올 안에 숙달라서와 덴바레베서나 덴바마레스 덴바마인바 가르레서나 숙자군도 덴바스 자야기 덴 군조경 로칸경으로 덴바 조야기 린진데 빵바 인상 다 덴바마레스.
So, this is what we were as we discussed yesterday. There's the line in the commentary on the verse of the introduction to the Middle Way, which says that moreover, the Shravakas, Pratyeka Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas who have gotten rid of the ignorance, this ignorance which is a mental affliction. Here this is referring, as far as the Bodhisattvas is concerned, to the Bodhisattvas existing that reside on the 3 levels, pure levels of the 8th, 9th, and 10th stage. Those have gotten rid of this kind of confusion which grasps at things as being real. So when they look at constructs, constructed things, which when they're viewing constructed things, constructs, they see them as being similar to, existing similar to a reflection and so forth, as having an artificial kind of nature. But they don't hold them to be real. They don't hold them to exist as they appear. So for them, then these phenomenal things which are appearing are not held to grasp that as if they were real.
근데 대나 처럼서 다때 수자라 소와 파베 단다 녀란다 좀 받아 다살네 왜 자주고 덴바 마이세 군조브레 덴바 마레 군조브레 군조지 덴바 군조에 레 덴바 마레 군조지 덴바야 레 군조 덴바 레 군조 덴바 세가라 칸데시고로 해서는 군조도 여바 줘야기 군조도 여바 줘야기 로태당 군조 덴바시 그 군조 세디 로니오데 카가샤 거래 아
양켜순
군조도 예 세기 로태당 군조 덴바시와 그 로 군조와 니오데 카가샤 거래 봐 군조 덴바시 그 군조 덴바데 로 군조와 때문에 된전샤 봐 군조도 여바 세디 타냐제비 그 참마샤 거 봐 인상 대나 치어나 군조도 여비 여바 조비 여번 조비 조세 군조 이나니스 다 군조 덴바 시비 군조도 많이 고 그래 세야 되나 녀몬jen지 말을 발라 군조도 잡아도 많이 거와 이노 저나 군조도 여바 제그 군조데 저 군조데라 군조데 가라 타냐도 여발라체 봐 타냐도 여발라체 어디 군조도 여바 조비 조세 군조데 타냐도 여발라체 대정지 그 로데라 타냐베 참아체 봐 다 군조도 여반 조비 군조데 이나 녀몬jen지 말을 발라 군조도 차와데 많이 고 그래 과 질타냐베 참아 녀몬jen지 말을 바 군조 쳐라 된진
So here we have to distinguish then things that are phenomenally existent from things which are phenomenal truths. Phenomenal truths are those things that, as they appear, for this ignorant, confused ignorance which grasps at things as being real. So there, the phenomenal portion of that is this confused kind of ignorance which grasps at things as being real. And so within the perspective of that kind of cognition or that kind of grasping at things as being real, things appear to be true, and so they're posited as being true within that frame of reference or within the perspective of that phenomenal, that form of the phenomenal cognition which is grasping at things as real. But when we're referring to things as being phenomenally existent, things being phenomenally existent entails that they are established by a conventional valid cognition. Conventional valid cognition determines that things exist phenomenally. So that is the agent which is establishing them as being phenomenal. So here in the text it says that at the bottom that the things which posit things as phenomenal truths are established as existing by things which are posited as phenomenal truths are established as existing by ignorance. But for the within the perspective of Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who have gotten rid of that sort of ignorance, which is a mental affliction, within their perspective, we're not saying that it's not the case that phenomenal truths are not established. That's Kunzopki Tempa Midjokar Tempa Minos.
가스 나
Kunzopki Tempa Minjopar.
군조도 여봐 조시 군조 이나니 녀몬jen지 말을 발라 군조도 채와데 많이 고 그래 진정라 말을 바 채와데 군조를 줘서 군조를 줘서 때 타냐비 참아샤
But the thing here, so a phenomenal truth is sort of posited from the point of view of this ignorance which grasps at things as being real, but and that things being merely phenomenal, on the other hand, is established by this conventional valid cognition. That sort of distinction has to be maintained.
Dembar jobi denshinji sta lo kange ngo dembar jobi ani denshin kunzo wa de maybe gunzenji nyaran rajon bata thasal nebe khasa gyula sujala sowa kange ngo demban jobi lo denzinde ani maybe gunzenji lo kunzo wa denzinde maybe gunzenji teda ge ngoro doje teda sujala sobi doje nam Nyaran Rajon Badang Tasal Nave Kansa Kiko, Midemba Tuchis, Demba Mayindi, Sajulaimba, Midemba Tuchi, Kunzo Demba Mayimba Matubichero, staying on Kunzo Dembare, Demba Mayimba Tubare.
So then the second reason that's given in explanation of this is that those who have, with respect to those who have gotten rid of the type of the ignorance, which is a mental affliction, that form of phenomenal cognition, we might say, is within the perspective of which things are posited as being real. Since these bodhisattvas, the Shravakas, Pratyeka Buddhas, and advanced bodhisattvas don't have that kind of phenomenal cognition which grasps at things as being real, because of that reason, then we would say that constructs such as visible forms, sounds, and so forth are not established or proven to be real within their perspective, but we would not say that that it is not the case. But we never. We'd say that it's not the case. It's not the case that they are established as not being phenomenal truths. They're not. What we would say here is that they are phenomenal, and but they're not established as being real as they appear to this sort of phenomenal ignorance of which is grasping at things as being real. But nevertheless, we would say that within the perspective of these bodhisattvas, Shravakas, Pratyeka Buddhas, etc., that phenomenal things such as form, sound, and so forth, these sorts of constructs they're established as not being real within the perspective of their cognition. But we don't say that that entails that they are not established. We would say that they're not established as not being conventional truths within the perspective of that cognition.
아니 지난 공원 늦에남 군접 잠도 송배 군접 잠인 수달라 소비 안 되지 그 채나 얘랑 다좀 받아 다살라 소비 가사 경우 군접 잠인 송배니 어때다 얘랑 다좀 받아 다살라 소와 티잉으로 군접 당 덴바 니긴 나네 덴바 말에 덴바 샤도 매배 덴바 말에 덴바 샤도 매배 잠기대 군저 잠인시에 잠기 대대 대다기 뭐 댐바 임바데 줘바래 줘바래 마도 대다고 뭐 군저 댐바 줘바 가래인
So therefore, within their perspective, this is their perspective, meaning within the perspective of Shravaka Pratyeka Buddhas and advanced bodhisattvas who have gotten rid of this kind of ignorance or confused ignorance which grasps that things as being real. It's taught that within their perspective, within their perspective, that constructs are merely phenomenal. It says that, and the reason, because of it saying that, within their perspective, they're not. These things are not posited as being real. From within the two portions of being phenomenal and being real. Here, the real means real as it's grasped at by the ignorance which grasps at things as being real. It's not. These constructs are not posited as being real from that point of view, but since that's and because that's the case. The word mere here in the compound of merely phenomenal eliminates them being real in that way, but it does not exclude these things as existing as phenomenal truths.
오야 대단하 군조 댐비 덴주니 군조 댐바 센다셔야지 덴주니 마르베 군조베 뭐참 임베 군조 댐바 셔와 그 군조 덴진 마르베 군조 뭐 댐바 참 임베 뭐 마르베 군조베 뭐참도 임베 다외 슌라 너변 다와트베 슌라 군조 댐바 오 군조 댐바 오 시 숨바니 마르바 군조베 뭐라 댐바라 차이스 노팅오 댐바라 차이 덴두디 셴바다나 치그레스 들어와 댐바 셴바라 차이 타냐도 댐바 주바라 미차 군조 댐바 세테 타냐도 댐바 주바라 지금 말에 로 군조와 딩오 댐바라 치그레 마도 수달라서와 타냐도 댐바 주바라 지금 말에
So the explanation continues here. Therefore, the way in which things are true within the context of being conventional truths is merely within the perspective of this phenomenal ignorance, the phenomenal ignorance. Since that's the case, it says in the Master Chandrakirti's text that that phenomenal truth is that things are called phenomenal truths because they are true or real for the phenomenal. And here the phenomenal is referring to the ignorance, that phenomenal ignorance, which obscures things. So the statement there is that within the perspective of this phenomenal ignorance, we have to establish that they are true or real from the perspective of that phenomenal ignorance, but we are not saying here, we're not asserting that things are established as being real conventionally.
오야 타냐 덴바 주와라 메사데스 타냐도 덴바 주와라 차나 셴투나 아니 타냐도 덴바 주와라 차나 타냐도 덴바 주와 요고레 대연나 아니 랑그 찬이 주와 타냐도야 메시바그 루단 가와레 라 타냐 덴바 주와이나 타냐도 랑그 찬이 주와 요고레 대연나 탄주라 랑그 찬이 주와 타냐도야 메시바그 루단 가그레.
So therefore, we instead we can't, we shouldn't assert that phenomenal truths or things are established as being real conventionally. If that was the case, if they were established as being real conventionally, then it would contradict this system that we're presenting here, in which things being established by means of their own intrinsic identity is not even conventionally possible.
그래서 오야 된주 고바당 대면 주바 타냐도 치고 아래 타냐도 대면 된주 고바당 타냐도 대면 주고 아래 타냐도 제나 타냐도 대바 주바 줘봐 미대라 와 된주 고바당 대면 주바도 타냐도 치기 연디 잠바 안에 타냐도 대바 주바 줘봐 미대라 와 미제나니 된주 고바당 대면 주바 타냐도 미제나니 tentam tuya cha mirume ane nasha tena misaba jugure tentamani de gobara ane demo goba che jugu mares misaba jugure.
So the proofs which establish proofs which establish the negation of things being established as real, and which is proofs that establish things as being unreal or not real. These, since they're done within the context of convention, it's unsuitable to establish things as being it's unsuitable to posit things being established as real, even conventionally. And if one doesn't, if that's not the case, then since it would also be unsuitable even ultimately, this sort of presentation would become impossible. These presentations of which negate the sort of the proofs which negate things as being established as real, and that establish that things are unreal.
된주 고바당 대면 주바데 타냐도 타냐를 치고 아래에서 타냐도 여바 된주 고바데 대면 주바 타냐도 쳐바데 타냐도 여나 타냐도 된주 줘바 밑에 된주 고바당 대면 주바 타냐 쳐나다 타냐도 된주 줘바데 밑에 와 다 된주 고바 또 대면 주바데 타냐도 미세나 야나 된담도 참 차고 그래 된담도 야 참 미루베 다 된주 고바당 대면 주바데 된당 타냐 강도 참 미루고 그래.
So to reiterate this, then these proofs which establish things that proofs which negate that things are established as real, and which the proofs that establish the unreality of things, is since it's done within the context of convention, it's unsuitable or unjustifiable to posit things as being established as real conventionally. If that is not the case, then since it would even be unsuitable and improper to do this from the ultimate perspective as well, then this sort of these presentations of things being negated as being established as real and being established as unreal would become impossible.
Oh yeah, 다 양팀이 주바지 원지잖아. 원나 천이당 천이 동반이 체, 와. 다니스나 가사겠다다 최지다니. 다니 다 딘진 또 군조와 딘진 경고 댐베 안에 군조 댐바 주로 스나. 봐. 로 군조와 딘진 경고 댐바 잠지 군조 댐바 이시고 말봐. 주로냐나 딘진 군조 경고 댐바 샤바 잠나 군조 댐바 정나. 로 군조와 댐무 딘진 경고 댐바 잠나 군조 댐바 정나. 아니 동반이당 가사게다 최지다니 오디야 군조 댐바 줄그레 줄매장 아니 가서 덴징기로 군조와 덴징기 뭐 댐바 잠라 군조 댐바 조금 말해 세미마이 군 된다 니 가르래 세나가라 군조 댐바 세비 덴스기 로 군조와 관계 뭐 조비 관계 대비 뭐 군조와다 로딩 뭐 된주 샤바 점래 마도 군조 된바 된다 샤바 말이
군조 댐비 되는 쉐바 말이지.
로 탄관경어 된바 저바게 군조 대 샤바 잡마도 된지용어로 되나 된바데 로 군조 바데 뭐 된지용어 된바데 군조 댐비 된다 샤바 말이
군조 알았어.
아 고소
군조 댐비 군조 배
누가 워나 신이단 다니 가사가다 시다니니 덴진 군조빙어 덴베스 로군조가 때문에 덴진어 덴바르와 인데 로군조가 때문에 덴진 되기 다 가사가 다다 취지 다 현거와리 신이 덴주도 현거와와 덴베스 다 오늘 되니 신이단 가사가 다니 군조 덴바 교로 냠나 다 대주고 말레스 간르레스나 덴진 팀 군조빙어 덴바 잠시라 군조 덴바 샤바이나 아니 가사게다당 최지다당 천이군주대바 인고래 용거게 있나야 대담라 아니 군주대바 샤고와 말에세라 대다 유매장 대단히 미마이 와 군주 댐비 군주 댐바 세베 댄사테 군주와 강기로 강경고 댐비 군주와 티잉오 세가라 군주 댐바 세로 강경고 댐바레 세로 군주와 댄진테 덴진팅고 덴주데 아니 샤바samre
쉐바참레
샤바samre 아
쉐바참사
샤바사나 로투 모 덴징이 모르 덴바 인장 아니 군조 덴바시 샤바samre 아
it's a mere is merely explaining it that way 쉐바참레
그래서
okay okay, I'll try to translate this. It says someone might think, well now, reality and self, these two are, since they're real from the perspective of this phenomenal cognition, which is grasping at things as being real, wouldn't they become phenomenal truths? You might think that. But and then the reply to that idea is given. That would be the case if one posited phenomenal truth as simply being true or real from within the perspective of the phenomenal grasping at things as being real. That would be so, but we don't say that. We don't say that. We're merely explaining. This is merely an explanation of the way in which that thing which is the basis, yeah, that's one way. Right. So the truth of conventional truth, we're explaining that as sorry, I'm locking up on this sentence. 군속 강경or 댐비 군속바 당 대행or 댄수 쉐바참 임팩트.
덴진 군조 댐바 세데 아니 가르레사나 로 군조가 뜨무 덴진기 모 댐바라 댐바 셰샵 군조 댐바세 샤바자 마도 로 군조가 뜨무 덴진기 모 댐베 군조 댐바 조고 말해 대단나 춘이다 다니 군조 댐바 조고래 와 인산데 데 가르레사나 디스도와 군조 댐바 댄사데 군조 댐바세 댄사데 가르레사나 로 군조가 뜨무 덴진데 티용어 댄사데 티 덴주도 샴바레서 봐 군조비 덴비 댄사데 군조와 강경어 덴비 군조와데 가르레사나 숙자르서와 군조 댐바 숙자르서 아니 가서 댐바집이 덴진데 뭐를 덴비 군조와다 티용어라 아니 덴주데 가르레사나 숙자서 아니 담바 주바지비 로티 덴징기 모 덴주데 카레사나 덴징디 수자소 담바 주와 시험바 잠라 아니 담바 시험바 잠레 덴주 시험바 잠레.
So this is, although that would be the case, we're not saying that because this is merely an explanation of the sort of basis of being real for the within the context of a phenomenal truth, and it's an explanation of the phenomenal phenomenal thing which is true within the perspective of that phenomenal ignorance here, which is grasping at things as being real, and the way in which it is real within the perspective of that. So it's a discussion of the objects which are held to be real, as well as the way in which they are held to be real, or the manner in which they're held to be real within the perspective of that phenomenal ignorance which is grasping at things as being real. Oh.
So,
Is that okay? Yeah. 배차샤나?
배차샤.
배차샤나?
배차나서 가다.
군소 죽다디로 숙로.
반正군소 덴바세 덴바세 덴사치 가와샤가레서나 덴지샤라와.
So the basis for positing things as real within the term phenomenal truth or phenomenally real. The word truth here is being used in two senses: true and real.
수자라 소와 군소 덴바세 가나 로 군소와 때문 덴진기 모 덴바레 자르와 로 군소 때문 덴진 모 덴바세 데 가라 때문 덴진디 그 수자라 소와 덴바 샴바 인장 덴바레 자레.
So then this kind of ignorance, which holds that things as being real, grasps at form, sounds, and smells, and so forth, as if they were real. It's holding on to them as being real.
Right? 다 두무 덴징 뭐 덴바 샴바 인장 아니 군조 덴바세 줘야 돼. 군조 덴바 그 전도 군조 덴바 그 가서래 전도 조고 와라 태이나 수자소로 군조와 뭐 덴징 뭐 덴바 이나 군조 덴바 인고를 왜스나 다때 고고 말했을 거래. 로 군조와 뭐 덴징 그 뭐를 덴바 잠기 군조 덴바 줘투고 말했어. 와 대전아 다 취니당 가사게 다당 취지 다니오데 로군조와 때문 된징 오 담바레 좋아 담바르와 담바 인상 다테 그 대니니 군조 담바레 가사당 가사 로군조와 때문 된징 오 담바레 담바레 서저 아니 다 바로 비대지 잠바 다 라루기 로군조와 때문 된징 오 담바 잠지 군조 담바 인고고 말해
So here, as the examples that were given above, nature and the self and so forth, the term nature or reality here could be translated as nature or reality, and then the self. Those two are grasped at as being real by this ignorance which grasps at things as being real, the phenomenal ignorance which grasps at things as being real. But those things are not even phenomenally true. They're not phenomenal truths because they're completely non-existent. And so something being posited as a phenomenal truth, it's being posited as a phenomenal truth based on the way in which it appears to objects are posited as phenomenal truths based upon the way they are appearing to this ignorance, which is the confused ignorance which grasps at things as being real, but in the last part of this, did you get the last part of that? I got it. Did I get it? I'm saying I think these words are not all that difficult, and why you're having all these problems with them, I'm not sure.
다 수자조 군조 담바 로 군조 때문에 된지 뭐 담바 군조 담바 저기 이나 시리간라 라누라 군조 담바 그 다시 봐서 ramado 로 군조 때문에 된지 뭐 담바데 군조 담바 그 된다라 샤교 말해. 와 된다 샤교 말해. 다 같이 되게 천이단 다니 군조 로 군조 건가 담바 인배 안에 군조 담바 죽으래. 슬라그와 저 주로 냠나 로 Denzing Demuking or Damba Zamla, Gunto Damba Jogina, Rano Shogo Marwa, Jona, Chini Dang, Dani, Gunto Damba Yungogre, Sirwa, Yungo Tata, Jumejang, Denzing Gunzo or Damba Zamla, Gunto Damba Jogomare, Mimais, take it to Mimais, Gunzo Bicona Carres and Gunzo Damba Sebi Dancer Day. 군조와 강경호 대표 군조와 대사대 된징자와 군조 담바 시베 강경호 대기 대사대 군조 대ter와 된징자와 오 대사대 대사 강경호 대표 담바 대사로 군조와 된징 대당 기ing으로 아니 담바 챵바 잠라 아니 가소라 된주 챵바 잠레 마도 로 군조와 때문에 된지 뭐 댐베 군조 담바 인고야 그 쓰고 말이스 다들이 가워치 못 가나 못돼 지난 주당 갈라 가보였어리.
So the words here are not that difficult, but your way of translating is difficult, is hard. No. So here basically is saying that this what we're explaining here is a meaning, just the meaning of the words phenomenal truth. These two words. And things which are established as being things which are phenomenal truths are they're being sort of posited as being phenomenal truths insofar as they appear to this phenomenal consciousness of which grasps at things as being real. And so they're real from that perspective, or true or real within the perspective of that kind of phenomenal consciousness, which grasps at things as being real. But that does not entail that everything that appears or that is held to be real by that sort of grasping at things as real, that phenomenal consciousness, is actually true or real, because things like the nature of things and the self, the two selves, self of persons and the self of phenomena, are held to be real within the perspective of that phenomenal consciousness, which is the ignorance, that confused ignorance grasping at things as being real. And those things don't exist in any way whatsoever, so they're not phenomenal truths. 준이 이 돈이를 해. 준이
돈이래. 돈이 주바래.
준이 덴진 군소빅모 덴바.
덴진 뭐 덴바라와. 천이 덴바세비 덴진 뭐 천이 덴바라와.
So emptiness, as it's grasped by the ignorance which is grasping at things as real, as being real, is real for that.
Bena, sutraso denjing wo den sa de karare sana lo kunzo wa denjing wo den sa de kar suja so lo kunzo wa tegi denjing tegi dembar xianba yinzang suja so lo kunzo wa denjing wo dembar sigdwa sigdwa pe ti xin du qianyi de dang qianyi dembar zimbi denjing gi dembar xianba yinzang qianyi de denjing wo dembar.
So just as forms, sounds, and so forth, these kinds of constructs, all of the constructed phenomena appear to be real and are grasped as being real by this phenomenal ignorance which grasps at things as being real. Similarly, reality, the nature of things or emptiness, as it's apprehended by that kind of ignorance, is held to be real. Same thing.
군조 담바 샤소나 자니 춘이 군조 담바 당 최다단 간사그다니다 군조 담바 연구를 스타트 시고로.
So therefore same thing applies to the two forms of self, the self of persons and the self of phenomena. Those are grasped at as being real by this phenomenal consciousness which grasps at things as being real, and so within that perspective they seem to be real. But those things don't exist conventionally, so they're not. They would not be categorized as phenomenal truths here. For something to exist as a phenomenal truth, it has to exist and be established by conventional valid cognition.
Oh yeah, that is imagine. Yeah, I just.
kunzobden bayina tani betseme kunzobden bayina tani betseme drupa
tani se jutavani
impecap ingurwa. Yeah, so if something is a phenomenal truth, I'm sticking with the translation phenomenal for kunzob here. If something is a phenomenal truth, it has to be established by conventional valid cognition. So that being the case, things like reality as it's misapprehended by the ignorance which grasps at things as being real, the two forms of the self and so forth, and then all of these other constructed phenomena like sounds and smells and such, all of those, that is the sounds and smells and such would count as phenomenal truths also. Reality would also chuni kunzo temperbes. So I'll say, I'm sorry. So reality can't be categorized as a conventional truth, no, a phenomenal truth. Dagni.
Two cells cannot be posited as conventional truths.
No.
Because the two cells in that respect, truly existing truths, two cells don't exist, and emptiness itself exists conventionally, but it's an ultimate truth. So you can't posit it as a conventional truth.
But I think General Moshe said that reality, as it's held, or within the perspective of this phenomenal grasping at true existence, as it's sort of held, apprehended by that, it appears to be real for that. Did Chuni Denzin Kunzo being more dembare?
Chuni lo kunzo wa temu denzin wo dembare said the carrier sana. Chuni dembazi be denzin yoarwa. Chuni dembazi be denzin. Chuni demba to be denzin digi, chuni dembar shamba yinzang, chuni lo kunzo wa temu denzin wo dembare. Bena taji sudala sowa, lo kunzo wa temu denzin or demba yimbadi. Timu denzin deki demba shamba yinza sutala sowa lo kunzo wa timu denzin wo demba yin charwa o tena shi chuni demba zibi denzin gi demba shamba yinzang 천이 덴바지비 덴진디 뭘 덴바레.
So therefore, yeah, the ignorance which grasps at things as being real, even reality, emptiness and such, which the way in which it's apprehended by that kind of ignorance is it appears to that kind of ignorance as if it was real. It appears to be real to that. Just like sounds, forms, sounds, smells, all of the rest of constructed things, things that arise. And it appears, even the way the two selves appear to that ignorance, likewise, they appear to be real.
Oh yeah, that is right. Oh yeah. 다 되니 될 때에서 구조됨이 천이 해야 되라. 이와 구조됨이 천이다. 친한 경우는 되남나 치수서당 나 안보라 소와와 친한 경우는 되남나 되남레레라양세 다 랑경 오데라 니요아레 전담지다 군조경고 니니 요아레 세가라 우마 주발라 소바나 신체 무근야다 좀바 통와이 뭐냐고 니니 좀바 줄을 사나시잖니 그러와 친한 경우는 되남라 전담당 군조병고 니니 요아레 그러와 전담선에 또안일체 그러와 전담바 군조병고 니니 요대 태양 다 누구다고래 전화 누구 띵도 세자 양다바 태권한이지 대스비스 다 누구 띵도 세자 양다바의 가르라서나 누구 띵기 천이 누구 띵기 돈이 누구 띵기 전담다바 지바래 누구 띵기 세자 양다바서나 누구 띵기 천이 누구 띵기 돈이 누구 띵기 전담다바 어때 세자 양다바 어 태권이 어때 누구 띵기 태권한이 된다비 세자 양다비 태권하니 세비 리시진예비 리시세나 누구 땡기 신이 스토비 리시디기 세와티기 예비 아니 누구 오지당 누구 오데 전단대 맞체 리시기 예비 누구 오데 동지체 아 가세 세자 준바 세자 준바 루이튼是吧？现在准备路径，现在准备路途是个人如果可能现在准备，如果可能现在准备应把的开始是呢，难做的那是没得吧，是吧？如果你难做的那是没得吧，现在现在准备路途，安尼如果加运，安尼他也不写完，他也不写完，你不我对工作点把钱，是吧？
So then the definition of phenomenal truth is in the next section, and each of every inner and outer thing, outer things such as forms and smell, sounds, and so forth, all of those things, inner things such as beings, persons, and such. Beings, though all of these things, each of them has two natures, a ultimate nature and a phenomenal nature. Everything has those two natures. And if we take a sprout, for example, as to illustrate this, something like a sprout, one thing, to illustrate this, then the nature of the sprout, which is found by a reasoning awareness, reasoning consciousness, which sees the meaning of which sees an object of knowledge, which is an object which is true and is as it is a reality. Here, this object which is true and real, which is as it is, here this is referring to emptiness. Synonyms for this include la Tony nan chuni tang dundang ba
돈이 천이 전담 된바
전담 된바.
태권하니
economy.
다 직발해 줘. 유거딩도 천이 유거딩게 돈이 유거딩도 전담 된바 유거딩 태권하니
So the reality of this within the sprout, the suchness of the sprout, the ultimate truth of the sprout or within the sprout, the emptiness within the sprout. These are all the nature of the sprout, which is found by this kind of reasoning consciousness, which sees the true nature of the thing, which is the object of knowledge here. So the object of knowledge in this case is ultimate truth or emptiness. Then the other nature of the sprout is the object of knowledge, a thing to be known which is false and is a deceptive type of object. So conventional awareness is that which which finds that kind of nature of the sprout. So conventional awareness, which is able to take the measure of objects which are false and deceptive. That kind of awareness apprehends or is able to find that nature of the sprout, the conventional truth of the sprout.
是吧？我到底到对你下就讲了，他都这比这些个牛顿承担点吧，他也就这个前面牛顿工作点吧是，他都这比这些前面个，他都就这个前面牛顿，然后他都这这些，他都这个前面牛顿的了承担点嘛，他也就这个前面牛顿的了工作点吧是个人。 是吧？他都写的内陆他都写，内陆他都来这边参马给一段是那参马这个有去做了，有去做的了，他都这个参马一段写。他呢就是是工作来讲呢，他呢就这个参马一段是呢，他呢就这个参马有去做的了，安尼告诉了，他呢就这个参马一段是。
So in brief, we can say that the object which is found by a valid cognition, which is investigating the final nature of things, the final nature of things, that is ultimate truth. Here, So the principal object of this valid cognition, which is investigating the final ultimate nature of things, is the principal object which is found by that kind of valid cognition is ultimate truth. And then the principal object which is found by a conventional and the principal object which is found by a valid cognition which is investigating conventions, that is a conventional truth. So the principal object which is found by valid cognition which is investigating the conventional is referred to as the object which is found by that, the principal object which is found by that.
No, no. Does it?
Valid cognition here in this text, where it just says
Joey Tanya Bishebi, Shungla Joey Tanya Bishemi, Joey Tanya Bisheba, it's Semara Pace.
现在准备绿 된 자위에서나 또 봤을 거래.
Bokpa.
된 자위 탄협이 시와서나 탄협이 지금 참아들었을 거래.
So yeah, this is referring to what it says, a conventional awareness which has taken the measure of an object, a deceptive object, which is a false thing, falsity, that kind of object of knowledge. It's referring to conventional valid cognition, and the taking the measure of means to understand, to have an understanding of the thing.
나잖아. 된다. 두치도와 세자 양다바 태권한이 돼. 세자 양다바 태권한이 돼. 내루타도 돼. 내루타도 돼. 좋아. 내루타도 돼. 세자 양다바 태권한이 동반이 돼. 스비 시기세 대스비리 시세가 타도 제지를 시타마치. 뒤니병오서나 뒤 유지 쪽이 아니 조인비 유근오스나 유기 등기네 루타도데 돈이 되체.
So to break these two parts down, then here it says in the text a reasoning awareness, awareness which is engaged in reasoning, which sees the meaning of reality, of an object of knowledge which is true and real. Here, so an object of knowledge which is true and real refers then to the final nature of the thing, the ultimate, you could say, nature of the thing. And that kind of reasoning consciousness is a form of valid cognition, which is investigating the ultimate, the final nature of things. So the sort of nature which is found by that, which is arrived at by that, found by that, is the nature of the sprout being its final nature, and that here is referring to the emptiness that exists within, or as part of the sprout.
那体现出现在准备录语团是呢工作点吧，现在准备是组织了说话，现在钱，准备是呢。 可能我能做到没定吧？可有的是有钱的了，能做到没定吧？人生准备钱，如果让他举办了叫话的，六月天举办了，没录完点把来可以了。我现在准备六月天的工作点把钱，是吧？工作点把假为他呢假的工作点把假话是呢工作点把倒比写话的他呢比写话。 是吧？他那边写话提给你把的倒比你定个做的，你定个你比你定个做的牛个的工作单把的，都是个的。
So here, to break down the other part of this, a false object, or a fallacious object, one might say, object of knowledge. Here, the falsity of this object of knowledge is that it doesn't exist in the way it appears. Something existing in the way it appears is true or real. Those things that don't exist in the way they appear are false, unreal. So, false object, or fallacious, faulty object of knowledge is and has is deceptive because the deceptiveness of it obscures its actual way of existing, and so a conventional awareness which has taken the measure of that, has taken the measure of that object here. That means like to understand that object is the nature of the sprout, which is apprehended by that, is its phenomenal truth.
아니 가로서 내로 타도 태권한지 된 시비 아니 타도 제기 참액이 녀된데 전단대병 오래 딩아만에 전단대병 오이라.
So it says in the former of those two is the nature of the sprout, the ultimate truth is the nature which is the ultimate truth of the sprout. So this is referring then to the nature which is found by the
타도 제기 참여 녀된 타도 제기 참여 녀된데 전단대 바이나.
which is found by the valid cognition, which is investigating the final nature of things. That kind of valid cognition, investigating the final nature of things, it finds this nature of the sprout, which is the ultimate truth of the sprout.
치마 시자 준바 아니 루유테 군소 자위 아니 타냐 제기 참여 녀된데 운전된 말에.
The second of these, the latter of these, is the nature of the sprout, which is its phenomenal truth, which is, and as it said there, has been found found by a conventional awareness, which has understood which has Sheja Zumba Lui Dun Joey.
시자 준바 루비테 아니 잡아무 또비. 그러와 아니 타냐 제기 참여기 녀된데 군소된 말에.
So then this nature of the sprout, which is its phenomenal truth, is that object which is found by that kind of conventional awareness, which is investigating the conventional nature of the thing.
아 되게 시제되라 대다양 주발래 무근양다 준바 통화 인스 뭐 근스나 친한 그 오복근 그와 친한 그 오복근지 띵도 양다바스나 태권하니 세자 양다바 태권하니 밤 동반이염 전담점바 전담대바 그와 전담dem병 오지당我跟杨大准备是一个呢，我杨大把团长点把汤，准备工作点把汤话也是一个了，团长点把我什么都到位，安尼假设团长点把加入参与热点激荡，工作点把加入参与热点激荡，我你要的是，我跟杨大准备汤话是，现在杨大把汤话，安尼。타도 제비 제제게 참아당 세자 준바 통화 타냐 제제게 참아니세 괜히기 아니 뭐니 오니니 준바 주루 세가라 전담자위 참미 녀된 직당 세자 준바 통화 군조 자위 뭐든지 오니니 좀 오니니 요래
So this is explained in the or that is explained in the introduction to the Middle Way, where it says that all things have two natures. They're held to have two natures. They have a real nature, an actual nature, and a false nature. Ngukun yandak.
Ngukun yandak zumba to. Ngukun sena 지난 그 오군체. 그러와 다 지난 그 오군인들도 안에 세자 양다바당 양다바다 zumba 통화 이시가나 안에 가서래. zumba 통화이 녀된이 요아레스. 녀된이 요아레스. 양다바 통화 녀된 전담지당 안에 가서래 zumba 통화 녀된 군접지기 녀된 타도지 이요아레스고 말이다. 뭐그냥다 zumba 통화이 너니 오니니 zumba 줄.
So it's all things have two natures. All things are found to have two natures in the way they are seen by that which is by a correct way of seeing them, and
아니 누나잖아. 지난 그 끈지 통 이등도 안에 가서래. 세자 양타바 아니 탄양 자위 체면 여된 직당. 내루타도 자위 체면 여된 직당. 세자 진바당 자와기 탄양위 체면 여된 이유아래.
So here, this verse says that is an explanation of what we've given above, which is that things are held to have two natures. That the nature which is found by the type of cognition which is investigating the ultimate nature of things, and the nature which, as it is found by the type of cognition, conventional awareness, which is examining the conventional nature of things.
어제 다 양다 통유 간데 대녀대 통한 좀 군조 담바 송시가라 세자 양다바데 내루 타도 무슨도 통위 아니 로티기 녀된데 가르레에서나 태권한이디 사모동반이디 전도 담바레 시거라 다 대녀도 와 통한 좀 군조 담바 송시가 통한 좀 바데 세 아니 가서래 탄야비 참아 통한 점바 아니 탄야비 참이기 아니 녀된 강인 바데 군저단 바래 통한 점바 군저단 바총 탄야비 참이기 아니 또비 점바데 아니 군저단 바래.
So it says that all things have these two natures, that which the true nature and a false nature. By seeing them, they're established as having these two kind of natures. The seeing here is the two types of seeing. The awareness which investigates the ultimate nature of things, sees the nature of them, which is real. The conventional awareness or conventional valid cognition, which is looking at the sort of the false and deceptive sort of conventional type face of the object, apprehends them in that sort of false way. So they have that two kind of natures, and the object which is correctly seen is reality, and the objects which are seen in a false way, seen by that conventional valid knowledge, which is examining conventionalities, that is said to be conventional truth. I'm sorry, phenomenal truth.
단 니니 세가라 우마주바기 룬디 니니 단 유경오라 유고코랑경오라 전담대바다 군조대바 니경오 니예비 전담대바다 군조대병오 니요아레스 유경오 때라 전담대바다 군조대병오 니예비 아마 텐담니 시왕 아마탕 타도지지 그 참여되레스 치마 군좀니 아니 시와 치마 타녀지지 그 참만 그 여된 거래 또 말해.
So then the commentary on this explains that this verse in the introduction to the Middle Way teaches that things have two natures. A sprout, for example, regarding the nature of the sprout, it has two sort of natures within it. There's within the two natures, which are the two truths, then the ultimate is apprehended by the awareness, which was the previous awareness, meaning here the reasoning awareness, which investigates the ultimate nature of things. And
That's right.
And then the phenomenal nature is that which is found by the latter type of awareness, meaning the awareness which is valid cognition investigating the conventional nature of things.
시와 치면이 봐 뜬지 뉴규 직니 뉴규 자라 군조용 지단 전담용 니요아와 니요아에 대해서는 뉴규 직니 군조가 용 직보대 나루타도 용 직보대 전담자위 참아라 때 전담당 군조자위 참아라 때는 군조에서 텐데 말해 하고서 시직 누구도 못해 전담자위 참아라 때도 전담래 군조자위 참아라 때도 군조에서 텐데 말해 그와 누구들 니 용고도와 전담군 어디다 군조군 어니 예비는 전담용 어디 아니 가서를 전담자위 참여녀들이 군조용 어디 아니 타녀주지 그 참여녀들이 텐데 말을 마도 누구도 찍보대 전담자위 참아라 때도 전담단 말이 군조자위 참아라 때도 군조단 말에서 들렸단 말에 유경호 찍니 시왕하실라 때도 대반지단 민데.
So it's teaching that there are these two forms of knowledge, of awareness, which are apprehending the two natures with respect to this sprout. But it is not saying that both the former and the latter type of awareness are both of those are with respect to a single nature of the sprout it's not to rephrase that it's not saying that the two truths are taught with respect to both the former and the latter type of awareness apprehending a single nature of the sprout. So what that means is that the object which is found by the former type of awareness, the valid cognition which is investigating the nature, the ultimate final nature of things, that finds one nature of the object, and then the valid cognition, which is conventional valid cognition, which is investigating the conventional sort of deceptive nature of things, that is finding a different nature of the thing, so that the two.
그래서 다 되는데 되게谢谢了, 주바랑들라, 다왜 주바랑들 가서 주제래. 我tham gia这两个我呢，那把你玩单的，他去那个我，他就我们就把它下班拿去钱呢。你去那个我tham gia这，是当我tham gia这些的，去那个我tham gia这两个我啦，那把你玩单的，是那把你看着的，是那地大的，工作他团到我，工作跟我其他团到跟我你玩的，是去那个我热人我啦。 군조군 오지당 안에团단병 뉴스 채네 니 지나고 오 리딩기团단바데团단담 동반이데 다 양다바스 양다비 텐시피 시와당 세데 타두집이 참아대 내로 타두집이 참아당 양다바 양다비 텐시피 시와당 군조데 준바 통이 시와스나 准备团员写话，他也写话，他也积极什么？工作你准备团员写完，你把送手，他对他也积极什么？你得送手，当不的他对积极什么？你得，起码的他也积极什么？你得，团队的工作的他也积极什么？
So then the a sort of citation from the commentary on the introduction to the middle way. Establishes that this interpretation is correct, and the quote from that is that all things, and this is referring to all inner and outer things, as mentioned above, have their nature has two aspects, or we would say that they have two sorts of nature within them, and they're taught as having these two forms of nature within them, and these are the phenomenal and the ultimate. This is explained in that everything, each individual thing, is within each individual thing. We distinguish two different natures within. Let me start over on that. Sorry. So each individual thing, with regard to the nature of each individual thing, we have to distinguish sort of two portions of that, or two natures with respect to that. The ultimate nature is established as it's known by an awareness which sees the true a true object. The true object here is, as mentioned above, is the emptiness, the final nature, the ultimate nature of the things. So this kind of awareness then is, as mentioned above, is the the object which is found by the valid cognition, which is investigating the final nature of things. That kind of object is the actual object, or a real object, one could say. So it's seen by that kind of awareness, whereas the phenomenal nature of things is that which is found by an awareness which is looking at the false or deceptive conventionality of things.
그래서 어야 다 누구 천이니 세나 누구 돈이라체 누구 등그 천이 누구 등그 전담자 봐 누구 등그 돈이 집어체 누구 천이데 누구 라신레 누구 뭐 라신 인배 라신 타도 되라 누구 되네 내주 칼로레스나 라왕도 맞주용 언내와 인장 담바 맞주용 언내와 인장 누구 때문에 때 누구 천이래 일단 누구 천이니 누구 라신 인배 누구 오래 누구 오 인자 누구 말해 봐. 봐. 대신도 누구 카도당 입을 써와야 누구다 단위 즉 인배 누구 오래.
So here then it's said that with regard to the reality of the sprout, reality here is there's I'm sorry, chunita.
누구 천이지 누구 대라신 인배제 누구 라신 인배 누구 오래.
So the reality of the sprout here is this is referring to its emptiness, its final nature, its ultimate truth, and so forth. Those are synonyms here for reality. That is the nature of that thing, of that sprout, because it is the rangshindang So it's here. There's two words that are being translated as nature. One could say that the first word could be translated as like own being, or the own being of that is, or the essence of that. Yeah, let's say essence of that. So the reality of the sprout is the essence of it, and because it's the essence of that, we call it the nature of that sprout. And the color and the shape and so forth of the sprout, because they belong to the sprout, they are the entity of the sprout. They are also, we would say, its nature, a nature of that sprout.
오야 대체 다더니 천시 분바다부 분바대 군조된 말이 천시 분바다부 시 분바다부대 군조된 바 준바 천시 분바다부대 시자 준바 루이 텐도 다 준바 임바당 준비 텐데 준바당 루이 텐데 나타마 주바라 샤고와레 나타마 주바 덴바세데 야 니야 나타 주바 이장 시자 준바 루이 텐도 분바다부지 천시 분바다부 다부시 시자 준바 임방에 와라 분바 준방에 와라 루방에 와라 티루 가서 준바 루이 텐도 에 와라 준방에 와라 천시 분바텔라 덴바진비 덴진기 현유 리세지 수주 다왕가라 분비티도 돈이도 다왕가라 냐고 그래스 거래 와 호가르에서나
So if we take it as an example, sort of illustration of this, a pot, something like a pot. This is in order to become to gain certain in order to ascertain that it is a object of knowledge which is false and deceptive. In order to understand the meaning of the thing and of that object of knowledge as being false or deceptive, one first has to have acquired the view by means of eradicating, by means of eliminating completely the conceived object which is grasped at by the grasping at things as real. Because here the object is saying that it's false and deceptive, that indicates as well that it doesn't exist as it appears. That quality of the object. So in order to understand that that it is a false and deceptive object, one must first have acquired the view which doesn't, by means of a reasoning awareness, that the
수유충화서는 분바tem바집이 된적이 현유대 된주라와 된주바 수유충대 안에 템바템바에 방해하고래. 아와 수유충이 안에 오면 따와대 가르쳐는 때문에 또 따와냐고 그래. 분바.
So in order to understand, to ascertain that it is a false and deceptive object, one first has to have acquired the view by means of eradicating the conceived object of the kind of ignorance which grasps at things as being real, and one has to acquire that view by means of a reasoning awareness.
네 그와 가르래서나 덴바 리베 마케발라 준바 참에 무주바래 된진이 어떤 왕가래. 그러와 연장 덴바데 리베 마케발라 아니 배나 천시 분바다 위 띵도 덴바 리베 마케발라 천시 분바다 보지 아니 준바 툭툭고 말해.
The reason for this is that unless one has negated through reasoning the reality of the thing, reality and this falsity of things are contraries. And so unless one has negated the thing being established as real through reasoning, then one's not able to establish via valid cognition the falsity of the thing. So being real and being false, or having a false nature, they're opposites. And unless one's eliminated through reasoning this real the real sort of reality of it, which is grasped at by the ignorance which grasps at things as being real, then one can't establish the falsity of it with valid cognition.
어디 덴바단 줌바 세야데 나네 튠발라 덴바 나주단 내주 미든발라 줌바 시고아레.
So within this discussion where we're saying that something is real, it exists as it appears. The way it appears and the way it exists are in harmony. They are in harmony with each other. Whereas something that is false is something that in which the way it appears and the way it actually exists are not in harmony.
인자 춘이 덴바 인장 덴바 마주. 춘이 덴바 인데 춘이 나주다 내주 툼바레. 춘이 나주 내주 툼바 가르에서나 춘이 유도 시비 유장기 때 안에 파변량샤이시. 파변량샤이시라 춘이 나와다 주바 인장 춘이 덴바레. 나주다 내주 툼바레. 덴바 주바 마레. 덴바단 덴바 주바 가가체.
But we have to distinguish here something being real and something being real and something being established as real. Here we say that true or real there's a sense in which, for example, reality as it's apprehended by a Arya who is engaged in meditative equipoise or meditative concentration on emptiness. They find the object that they find is real, that is, it exists in the way it appears. The appearance of the thing and the way it exists are in harmony. But we nevertheless don't say that it's established as real. When something is established as real, that would mean that so we make the distinction that reality is real or true, real, but we don't say that it's established as real, established as being real.
천이 덴바 인사의 가르에서나 남주다 내주 툼바. 그렇아. 유랑 유도시 유장을做되라 남주다 내주 툼바 인사 덴바샤.
So we say that reality is real because the way in which it appears to its principal to its right to what though? But there's the perceiver here is
천이 덴바레스 덴바 추바마레스 덴바세의 가르에서나 남주다 내주 툼바. 천이 유도시 유전 파반양샤이시.
So here, when we say it's real, it means it exists, that reality is real. It means that it exists as it appears to its principal chief perceiver, the perceiving subject. The perceiving subject here is the gnosis of an Aryan who is absorbed in meditative concentration and has this direct realization of reality.
다 수자라서 군조 덴바테다 줌바 연장 남주다 내주 미든바. 군조 자위 참마지 인시제라 섬전라 섬전 주주 군조 자위 참마지라 이나 추시면만 요 말이 나도 내주 맞음 와 추이 참마지만 요 말이
So
섬전 주주 군조 자위 참마들라 군조 또왜 참마들라.
So on the other hand, things like forms, visible forms, sounds, and so forth, all of these objects, conventional phenomenal things like that, those are they're
수자라서 군조 자위 참마데 가세 군조가 되다 줌바레.
So all of these sounds, forms, and such, those are which are as they're validly cognized by a valid cognition, which is examining the phenomenal nature of things. those things are nevertheless said to be false or fallacious, one could say. Zumba.
준바에서 군주 숙자를 써 준바 인게데 나주다 내수. 술을 나주 믿음 봤으니까 타냐 비참아.
They're said to be false because the way they appear to conventional valid cognition does not accord with the way that they actually exist.
야, 대대샤시.
Stop there.
Sangye